Welcome to STL City Showdown. I'm AJ, and this is Steve.
Yes.
I know, Steve. So, Steve, we actually have some really cool games that we're going to do tonight. Are you ready? So it's going to be actually fun, unlike what we watched. So our first game, we're going to go through this, right? So our first game is going to be something called the blame game. And I know you're really excited about that one because you like the blame
Kanye
people.
did it right, yeah, the blame game.
The next one is Would You Rather. This is exactly like the board game, you know, that they sell on the shelves that you play. It's like you got to choose between two difficult choices. It's honestly one of my favorite. Highly recommend. The next one is a lot of us love stocks, you know, ever since GameStop and, 2020 hit.
Stonks.
This is kind of, yeah, exactly. It's the buy, hold, sell. We've done it. I think it was a few episodes ago, which is always kind of fun to do. And then, of course, the top off the evening is our classic and very refined goal or no goal. Now, Steve, aren't you excited? Aren't you tingling inside?
It's a shame that there's probably not going to be very many hot takes to discuss for this week, though. Yeah, it's a tame week.
I guess you could say that. I could say, hey, the one thing I got to say, though, you know what is exciting? We just watched the third episode of Ted Lasso. And I know you haven't watched the third episode, but just the first 3 episodes, I am so glad it's back.
Okay.
What about you, Steve?
Episodes 1 and 2, I felt that, and I just got real quick, I thought that episode 1 was kind of stale. They were trying to recreate the magic and it just wasn't working. I'm still not buying Rebecca being addicted to barbecue. Whatever. Second episode, we're getting closer. I think we're getting there with introducing the women's team, the character of the assistant coach, and now you've got Beard. By the way,
No spoilers.
Spoiler alert. You've got
cover your ears.
Happening, and I think we're getting better. So, I think we're getting better. Almost there.
Almost there. I feel like we've been saying that a lot with the team.
Ted Lasso was peak. It was like absolute peak TV watch. And I'm hoping we can get close to that.
Okay, well, so to start our first game.
What was that?
It's the blame game, Steve. It's a whistle. That's like our transition. That's what podcasters do. Technically, we're podcasting, right? So we have to have a whistle. Here we go.
What? All right.
Well, we were going to do this.
Every time.
Every time. Okay, tell us about the blame game. What are we going to blame today?
What I'm going to do is I've got some theories as to why City wind up drawing this match. It just wasn't a great match. Start to end, something seemed off. So I've got 3 ideas, and I'm going to present those ideas to you, and I'm going to explain each one, and then you get to kind of pick which one you think fits. What will be the biggest blame for why the match ended the way it did? So the first one, there's a lot of fatigue in the team. We just played San Jose on Saturday, and then we turned around and played Kansas on Wednesday. Could it have been that long West Coast trip? We flew out to San Jose, and then now we're coming back home. Could that have been it? Because DeMay, I don't know if you saw this, but DeMay actually mentioned there was a lack of energy this week in the post-game conference. Yep. And then we saw that City definitely looked less aggressive. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about fatigue. Do we think they were fatigued? Do we think that it was the game plan? So here's the things. We saw that they got the lead right before halftime. Instead of being aggressive, they seemed comfortable just sitting back and protecting that 1-0. They went to that darn prevent defense. And then once Kansas City equalized, you can see there was no concerted effort to kind of crank the energy back up. So we got fatigue. The game state, or was it? We're looking at the personnel. So the players that are actually on the field. We saw that Matan and Hulsa came on the 60th minute, which is sooner than we normally see. Was this tactical, or is it because we just ain't got the juice? We just didn't have it. So of those 3 things, what is the biggest reason? Was it that we were fatigued, game plan, or we're just running out of personnel now. And I don't want you to give me the let's just say 2 out of 3. You pick which one you think
uh,
that could be, because I've got my very
I
strong
you know,
opinion.
yeah, I think by far it would have to be the fatigue. There's just no
Okay.
doubt about it. Here's because I was looking at this and I should have kept this up, but like for instance, Betcher, for instance, he's played all 20 games because there's just no alternative for him, right? Uh, Baumgartel has played all like literally every single game that we played, even the Open Cup and everything, if I recall. This team is just fatigued, and you may say, well, okay, there's tons of teams that play, this midweek. Obviously Kansas City was playing a midweek game too, so like, why didn't it affect them as much? Well, I mean, sometimes teams play different. Like some teams are more aggressive than others and stuff like that. I just think that the fatigue was huge. And I think even like I didn't see the post game conference, but I was reading on social media, and it sounds like it. Correct me if I'm wrong. DeMay actually did bring that up. Of
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we should have considered this more or something like that. Um,
Hey,
yeah,
it's not a good look.
I don't know. Which one would you pick? And before you go, the other thing is if there was a fourth choice, if you had to pick a fourth choice in there, like for us to choose, the other reason why it was a tough game is because what else does Kansas City literally have to play for? They only have to play for two things. One, the rivalry game. It's basically kind of like their Super Bowl. And then two, not to be in the wooden spoon race. So I think it was a nice little perfect storm, but obviously picking one, the fatigue. What about you? What are you picking?
Um, I get the fatigue, but I felt from the very first whistle that this team did not come into this game to aggressively win. I felt this team, the game plan on this team, it could have been due to fatigue, but I felt like DeMay didn't want to risk losing in Kansas City, because I don't think we've lost in Kansas City. I think that we've drawn the matches we've been there, but I don't think he wanted to lose. And especially with the streak that we're on, there's not a lot for City to have claim on. We don't have great players. We've got a great goalkeeper. And the news coming out of this city right now is we're getting rid of all of our players. We just let
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hardo go for a bag of rice, and now we're looking at getting rid of Leuven potentially. And in MLS trade, by the way, or an MLS letting go transfer, which is ridiculous. But anyway, I don't think that they wanted to risk losing this game. So I saw there was no aggressiveness throughout this entire match. Now, yes, there was probably some fatigue, but that's not an excuse to not send people in a box. I felt throughout this entire match that the game script was to protect a draw. And so I have to go with that. Our coach came in weak. I don't think that the Kansas City coach, I think they wanted to win. I just don't think they have any ability to score, any ability to protect wins. They just don't. But we do. We've got enough ability to actually go out there and show something. We did it against San Jose, so why can't we do it against a slug like Kansas City? Because we don't want to embarrass ourselves in that town. And I don't know. In him coming out, the May saying like, "Oh, we should have been more paying attention to the fatigue." Yeah, to me, that's them not caring about the team. So like, that's some more fitness up. It's not as bad as it was with Olaf, but I mean, for me, it was game. It was game script. If you look at it like in football, some games they flip the script and they want to protect someone. They just run a lot as opposed to passing or something and low risk. You can just see it the entire match. There was 7 shots. That's all we had. 7 shots. That's not risking. That's not taking good chances when you got them. So for me, it was the game script.
Yeah, another thing with the fatigue too is also this is management. So there's a tendency, like most of us, right? If we were coaching, we would take our best 11 players, put it out there, right? Everybody would do that, even the professionals, right? But the hard part is that you know that they're your best 11. So anytime you sub out those players, you know that quality for quality, you're subbing in a quote unquote less good of a player, if that makes sense, right? Now,
Yeah.
obviously, they're coming in with more energy and you're taking the fatigue legs out, but there's always that, well, what am I actually putting in? So, for instance, uh, we had the first substitutions, Leuven came off, right? Guess who was still out there? Right. So Betcher came off too. Yeah. And Sang Ben, who was gassed even up until that substitution, ended up moving over to the striker position. And he still kept going on and he was gassed. And it wasn't until I think the 80th something minute that they brought Alt out there. And it's just like, I get that Alt's not as good, but like literally you kept in Sang Ben completely gassed. What's his value at that point? It's almost zero. And then what's going to happen next week, or not next week, this Saturday, like literally in 4 days, Sang Ben is already gassed. How is he going to go out there? Well, he's not. And the problem is now you got Durkin, who is suspended, and Leuven has to go play in the midfield. I
would argue, so fatigue. To kind of bolster my case, you leave Sang Ben out there because he's got ball control ability, and he's probably not going to give up a pass. He's probably not going to give up the ball as easily. And you leave him out there to make sure he doesn't cough it up. And then you've got Joveljic running down the field and possibly scoring. Again, playing scared. You're leaving your players out there to get exhausted to protect that 1 point. And so the team can continue to say we're undefeated in 11 matches. We're undefeated in 11 matches. That's what they're hanging their hat on. We are the tie king of the league right now, and that's great. That's what we're going for, and that's sad. It's not as bad as I think Kansas really wanted to win this match, although you saw the fans didn't come out. But Kansas probably drastically wanted to win this match, but they don't have it. We chose not to. City chose not to.
By the way, random thought, because you just mentioned Kansas City and fans not coming out. Ted Lasso, right? So she gets addicted to Kansas City barbecue. Completely unrealistic. It just kills the immersion of the show. Now, if it was St. Louis or something,
she's
totally
addicted to Kansas City barbecue sauce. That meat is like chewing on a leather bag, but that barbecue sauce is really good. I think probably if he were to dip one of his biscuits with the boss in that barbecue sauce, she wouldn't tell the difference. She wouldn't tell the difference because their barbecue is disgusting, but their sauce is pretty good. You're right.
Anyways, any more blame to go around?
God, you put that sauce on St. Louis brisket. As a vegan, I'm like, I would smell it and be amazed by it.
All right. Anything else with the blame?
No, I think we can move on from this one.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I got to click the whistle sound here. There we go.
Smooth podcast, everyone. We know we are professional.
Totally professional.
We got a whole team of producers in the back that are hitting the ones and twos, so we got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Professional outlet.
So, my favorite. You ready for this? Transition moment.
Maybe.
Okay, so our next transition moment here is going to our next game, which is Would You Rather. Now, this is simple. Steve, you have to pick one or the other. You can't have both and you can't have none. Okay, we're going to do a fun one here. So looking for the future of the team, just because you had mentioned it a minute ago. Would you rather keep Leuven for this season and the sprint season and at least the next half of next season? Or would you rather try to sell him?
I would say sell him. Get him out. Get him out. Why hold on to an aging player that doesn't want to be here? And we're kind of getting the sense that new management here, we got Ray and DeMay, probably doesn't fit in what they want to do. Get him out before the sprint season. It's half a season essentially. And half of another season. We can get money for him now, start building this team. Why not? I mean, if we can sell off, again, the best player on this team for a bag of rice, Leuven needs to know he's not safe. Maybe that's the move. maybe you kill the toughest prisoner in the yard, so everyone else knows that they're on the chopping block as well.
Didn't we
You know
do
what?
that with
That's
Hartle
my
though?
that's my new favorite theory.
We
City got rid of Hartle for nothing, just to prove a point to everyone else that we can do it to you too. City
yeah,
shot themselves in the foot just to prove a point. That's my new theory.
yeah. So I would have to say I would say sell Leuven because for
Get him out.
whatever reason. Now
AJ hates
here's
Lou.
what
That's what we found out.
yeah, here's
Damn,
what
dude.
boggles my mind. So our winning streak started when Leuven came back. I don't know if you've noticed that. Despite even Hartle playing, it was when Leuven came back that we started winning. Maybe it was a combination of both that was required. Maybe last game was a fluke, maybe it wasn't, but it was when he came back. But what's mind-boggling is he's only been playing like 65 minutes a game. I don't think he's went a full 90 yet.
Moving now.
So
I don't know.
why is there there can't be he can't be hurt because he wouldn't be playing, right? A fitness issue, come on, it can't be a fitness issue. So is it just that he's getting older and he's getting gassed quick? Is it what is it? There's something going on. So for whatever reason, something isn't working out because you need big players to go 90. So
Mhm.
if it's not working, now this is an indictment on him. Like he went through a lot of traumatic stuff, but if he feels more comfortable going to you know Germany or somewhere else, I just don't like the idea of him going to
Hmm.
another MLS team.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
what do you
so.
got?
For what it's worth, he's had 2 matches this season where he was subbed out at the 88th minute. So, like, do you
Okay,
consider
fair.
those full matches? I would, just because
Yeah,
we were winning 3-2 against Kansas, where he played 88. We were winning in Austin 3-0. That game was already set, so might as well pull him out. And then that's the closest. Other than that, no, he. Mhm. So, all right. So, would you rather? So, I'm thinking about yesterday's match, and my would you rather is going to be about the match. So, this was
okay.
an amazing stat. Would you rather give up 18 shots and only 1 goal, or give up 8 shots and lose 2-1? So, would you rather what we have where we gave up 18 shots, but we were able to come out there with 1 goal, or have the defense only give up 8, but then we lose 2-1?
So here's the thing. I love stats. I love XG in particular, and I love all these stats. But the only thing that actually matters is the wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not losing. And occasionally draws are okay, right? Occasionally. The thing is I don't care. Like, I guess another would you rather, because we've asked the question before, would you rather have a boring, very boring game that you win 1-0, or lose, but it's like amazingly exciting game where it's like you lose 7-6? And I'll pick the win every day because that's why you go, is you want to see the win. You don't want to have a losing team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the win. Easy, easy.
Yeah, well, I would say only 1 goal, so maybe it's not a win, it's a draw. So you're getting at least 1 point like we did last night, but we giving up
I'll take
18
the draw.
shots. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree because I want the team to do well. And 18 shots, only giving up 1 goal. Our defense is stout at that point. Yes, they're coming down the field. Our midfield was apparently kind of leaky at that point, but our back line was stout. We're probably blocking shots. We're putting bodies in the way. Berkey's doing some Berkey things. And we're only giving up 1 goal. At least we're seeing some action. At least we're seeing some action that way. We're seeing a lot of shots, but we're not seeing our defense give them up. So I like being able to talk about things more. I think I'd rather talk about, man, we gave 18 shots, only scored 1 of them. I think that's cool, especially when the other team has seen 18 shots, but only 1 of them go through. We're hurting
Okay.
some hearts.
Okay. Here's another would you rather. This is going to be hypothetical, right? Because I don't think this is true or anything. But let's say you have a player, and we're just going to use Hartle for example. Would you rather, if he wanted to leave, let him leave, and then there would be peace in the locker room? Or would you rather set a precedent and then have that player end up becoming a nuisance in the clubhouse and disrupting it to where it's actually a bad clubhouse? So would you rather keep that precedent but have a bad clubhouse, or let the players go on a whim and not have basically any control but keep the clubhouse intact?
The team's job is to win. The team's job is to have the best players possible. So if you've got a player like Hartle that wants to leave, your job as a team is to do everything possible to make this person's life as comfortable as possible and still be winning for your team. So if that means that you are flying that young man home once a month to be with his family, and he's bringing in wins and jersey sales and ticket sales, get out your black card because you are going to spend some money. Like, you have to keep this person happy. If you become the team where all the players know, man, if you go in there, they'll pay you $4 million and all you got to do is whine and they're going to let you go for nothing, we're a joke. It's a joke if you're not keeping your players happy. So it's
So
incumbent on the team to make sure their players want to be here.
that's great, Steve. Now, we got to play the game, though, but which one would you rather pick? Letting the players go and keep the clubhouse good, or pretend that he became a bad apple? He wouldn't, but let's just pretend he went and became a bad apple and ruined the clubhouse.
I'd rather have a pissed off clubhouse with a team that can win. Give me the 98, 99 Yankees that hated each other, but God, they could play. I'd rather have that team than a kumbaya team that is fighting for the spoon. Give me the team that just despises each other, but man, those guys can play.
Okay.
Couldn't care less.
Got it.
Couldn't care less in this scenario.
Okay. What do you got?
Boop, 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 boopity boop. That's my transition. All right. Here we go. So this is giving me some horror flashbacks from last year. I don't want to say the PTSD because it's a genuine disorder that really hits a lot of people, and I don't want to use it flippantly, but it really does bring back memories from last year. Would you rather score first and have to give up that goal later in the game to draw, or would you rather give up that goal early and have to come back late and draw? So it's going to end in a draw. Would you rather draw from a losing position or draw from a winning position? I guess that's a better way to say it.
And this is just a one-off game, or is this something that's more continuous?
I mean, we did it a bunch last year, and we're probably going to have to live on it this year. So let's just say if it were to happen, could happen one time, could happen 30 times. If it were to happen, what would you rather see happen?
So I'm going to be a little different than I think what most people would say, right? Because a lot of people, I think, would say you'd rather give up the goal and then rally and build to score that goal to equalize. I would almost argue differently, because I would rather score early and first, because usually if you look at it, who scores first? Better teams, right? Because you're able to cut through when the defense is strong, right? There's no fatigue. Especially 10, 20 minutes in, defense gets organized. You usually see those good teams score around the 15, 20th minute mark. So I'd rather see that happen. Now, is it a gut punch to give up a goal later? Yeah, of course. But I would rather not have to constantly have that feeling that you have to claw back, because what happens when you don't?
Right.
So I'm going to go with score first.
Yeah.
What would you pick?
I would argue with that as well, because for me, it is a little deflating to lose the game in the second half, like we lose the win in the second half, like we did. But for me, it is so psychologically damaging to always have to come back, because you're never allowed to get comfortable in the match. You're never allowed to feel okay. You're always having to climb just to finish even. And even as a fan, it's stressful to be down, and then it's exciting to draw, but then you're spending the entire match, sickos like you and I that watch the entire thing that don't kind of check in like casuals do,
Hmm.
it really does not make the game fun. At least here's the thing. Listeners, if you feel the same way, let us know. At least while you're watching the game, like we did last night, giving up that goal late, even giving up the goal is exciting because it's like, and you have something to be emotional about in the game. It's not, you're just like biting your teeth the entire time, hoping you score. It is, well, we're still not losing. Like, instead of like, well, we're not losing. Like, for me, it's a different thing. And I would rather tie or draw from a winning position than a losing all 1,000 times. So
Yeah,
yeah, if you disagree with us, let us know because we would like to have a different opinion. That would be really cool to know. Like maybe you're a sicko and you're just like, I always want to lose, but I like to draw. Like
well,
my life's
okay,
too
so that kind of
good.
so this actually comes to my next would you rather. So this is about the sustainability. So my question for you is: we have 11 game undefeated streak. Wins and draws, no losses, and including the Open Cup, right? I think it's 11. Yeah, 11. So, would you rather go on a streak like this and kind of showcase? Because we were really poor at the beginning of the year. Now we're on this streak. Or would you rather have it intermittent where we were kind of winning, losing, just kind of like a normal team? Like, is there any power of having a streak like this? Is basically what I'm asking. So, would you rather have streaks like this, or would you rather go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss?
No, this streak is like a it's like a boondoggle because like yeah, we're up in sixth place. We're in a good position, but the way we're holding on to it is perilous. It's if we were all wins and these are good wins, that's fine. But calling it undefeated is kind of whack because a win's not a draw is not a win. That's I
It's
don't
still
know.
points,
That's like burning a steak and saying still got a steak. Like I don't like that because
says the vegan.
yeah, well, okay. If I could drop my tofu on the ground and I'm like still there, but I'm not going to eat it. But I don't know. For me, the fact that we're adding in all these draws and we're still hanging our hat that we're undefeated, it's I don't know. It's like a child pushing you down while you're. It's like pushing a child down while you're racing and saying you still beat the child. Like that's not. It's not the same as a straight up win. And so at some point, where this is gonna stop. And then are we going to somehow hold on to the fact that we had 11 undefeated series when we're back down in 12th place in a couple weeks if we go on a losing streak because we've got a really tough lineup coming up, guys. This is not going to be fun. Like, do we look back fondly on this when all of a sudden we can't score anymore and we're losing? Did we go, oh yeah, guys, we had that 11 game undefeated streak. Remember how fun that was? It ain't going to matter because we're not a solid team. We're just not a solid
So
team.
that's why I would almost argue that it's actually better to go on streaks rather than have win loss win loss. Well, I mean, win loss would be a lot of points, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Something more consistent because when you're going on streaks like this, like impossible things happen. You have the possibility of winning against great teams, right? Now, obviously, with Hartle being gone and Durkin having the suspension, like and the team being freaking gassed, I'm not having a lot of hope for Houston. But if it wasn't for those things, especially them with battling the fatigue, the win streak is the perfect thing to propel you and battle against big teams like this. Especially when you're trying to muster for a good playoff spot at the end of the year, and especially when you get into the postseason. I'd rather have a streaky good team than anything. I kind of think of like the Cardinals. 2006. They just kind of blew and did a great job in the playoffs after having won, what was it, 84 games, if I recall.
Yeah, but
They streaked at the right time.
you're assuming that this team can make the playoffs. And for
Well,
me, I mean, that's great. But for me, what we saw last night, this team's not going to make the playoffs. And so, again, what does it matter that in the middle of the season, starting before the break, we started this quote unquote undefeated streak? Like, what is it going to, what will it matter in November when we're watching the rest of the league play? And I honestly think management is just hoping to God that we do stumble into enough wins to eke into a ninth place playoff spot and then get blown out into 3. Like, I don't know. All right. Let's see. All right. Here's a little uplifting one. It's kind of funny. Would you rather erase one embarrassing moment from City history or guarantee that City wins one MLS Cup, but you do not get to choose what season it is?
one embarrassing moment or win the cup, but you don't get to choose the year. Well, I mean, that literally could be like, 2,358, you
Yeah.
know.
But that in the Oracle, the Monkey Paw, the Biff Tannen book will tell you for certain this team is going to win a cup at some point. But you don't know when it is.
Well, I mean, I can't pick that, right? Because, it could be beyond our lifetimes,
Good.
So it's like, okay, what's the point? And especially if you go that long, it's just like,
Okay, but what if whenever the Oracle gives it to you, they give you a smile like this?
are they constipated?
A little mischievous smile,
What?
like
What
it
kind of
could be
smile?
3 years from
Whoa,
now.
are they hitting on me?
Well, perhaps. Maybe you're the goal.
Ooh.
Maybe the goal is you the whole time. The goal is the friends you met along the way.
Nah, I'm going to have to go with the other one just for sheer fact.
So
I don't
now
trust
you have
it.
to pick one. Off the cuff right now, pick one of the most embarrassing moments in City history and erase it. Which one is it?
The fact that City didn't copyright the soccer capital and let some Kansas City person do it.
That's a good one. I am thinking, getting blown out by Kansas in our inaugural playoff match. Yeah. That was embarrassing. That, or one that always comes back to me is Marcanic's red card in that game where he got he missed a goal, pouted, then got a red card because he got 2 yellows. That was bad. That was really freaking bad. So there's a bunch. Or the however match.
Oh.
The fact that is now a meme and I can find a GIF for that on a regular basis. But no, for me, I paid to go to that match and I was so excited to be there in 23 and they just wiped the floor with us and they had barely made it into the playoffs. They literally, I remember challenging people in 23 on Reddit before I was banned that we wanted to play, I think it was San Jose. They played San Jose for that playoff game. And I was like, we do not want to play a hot team. We do not want to play a hot team. And I was like, no, we want Kansas because they're our rival. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't understand. Yep. They're going to come in hot and they're going to beat. And they did. They beat us 2 games and it was done. So I think for me, that was the most embarrassing. Our very first match ever. And we got blown out by our rival who barely made the damn playoffs.
True. Okay. You have any more would you rathers or are you ready to go to our next?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here we go. Transition. Woo. Look at that. I know it's like a little weak stream. Like I got a little bit of BPH. Okay. Anyways. Okay. So our next game, Steve, this is for some reason, this is one of your favorites, I think, because you brought it up a few times.
I like it.
And it's the stock or stock market game, whatever you want to call it. Buy, sell, hold.
Buy, sell, hold.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Wall Street bets. Go.
All right. So
Steve.
Yep. So I'm going to base a lot of mine from this match. And so a lot of mine are going to be some match. Yours will probably be from wherever. So based on what just happened, City's defense, are you going to, is their stock rising? You're going to buy their stock? You're going to sell the stock? Or are you going to just kind of hold on to it? What is your energy level right now on
Uh,
City's defense after this match?
I wouldn't say like I don't feel like it's rising. Like I didn't see this match and heck even the last few matches and be like, oh my gosh, they're just getting better and better and better and better, right? They're pretty darn good. I mean, I like what they're doing, right? But so I'll have to say hold just because I don't think it's having like a shooting
Right.
off
Yeah.
into space or something. Like I would say hold for that.
Yeah. I would say hold too because it's pretty good, but like it wasn't like we had 24 shots and only one of them was on target and we blew them out. Like it wasn't like that. It's not like our defense is out there scoring goals either. Like we're not creeping up, but I would say a hold. I don't think there's any glaring deficiencies on our defense right now. Even your guy Volum is playing much better now. Like you've got a Volum jersey and I think that's great. Good for you. And like, you're a big Volum supporter. So I think that's great. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty solid right now.
You know what's funny? I've never had a player's name on my jersey ever.
I've bought and used ones and I've gotten jerseys given to me with them, but I'll never intentionally buy a jersey with a name on it because guess what, guys? They're just people and they leave and it's not about the back, it's about the front.
So I think it's awkward personally because like having the name on the back to me is kind of like if I wore like a jersey and it said Steve on the back. Like that's just
What's that make sense? That makes sense.
No, I know you wear your AJ jersey all the time,
right.
but
I put weird, mildly offensive things on my jerseys when I buy them because
I love it. I'm all for it. I'm all for that.
You know what? You know what I'm really glad that City doesn't have yet? Advertisements on the back of the jerseys.
Oh, the tramp stamp?
Yes. I'm glad we haven't brought that up from League MX. I've seen a lot of teams in our league do it. I'm sure when we get our next jersey around the corner, it's going to be slapped with it on the back, but I am glad that we don't.
Dude, have you seen the Dude Wipes one? Of course they have it as the tramp stamp. And I actually saw there's a team in a different country that literally the Dude Wipes is on the guy's rear end. Like so here, foul. Let me show you. I'm going to show you. Okay, pause. Like here's like a boxer. I just pulled this off. Like look at that.
Yeah, that's so gross.
Oh, I know who would do that. And here's the one I saw.
Come on, guys. Be better.
Really?
Be better.
Like how cringe is that?
It's hybrid.
And I'm just saying like, yeah, no, thank you. Okay. So by the way, no goal for the tramp stamp advertisements. Right. I don't like it. I'm okay with this, especially if you kind of
that's standard.
You're like this looks okay, if you hate a brand or something, then that kind of sucks. But like if you're okay with the brand, I mean, pet food. I mean, who hates pets? Pets, right?
Who hates pets though, right?
Okay. Where were we at? I totally got distracted.
So I did my buy, sell, hold. What do you got?
Okay, so buy, sell, hold here. So this is going to be kind of a fun one, and I think it should be easy. But Dirkelman.
Oh my God. Sell that stupid name.
Not you don't like the combo name, like
name. I don't get it. I would say sell it.
It's like the Brangelina.
It's so, but
Dirkelman and Edelman.
Hands? Are they going like where? Why you said my baker was saying like where is he coming from with that? Like I just don't
I've seen tons of people online
I don't
now.
Get it.
Like
that's it. That's just me. It doesn't make sense to me. So sell that nonsense. That's like.
But what about that midfield? Do you think the Durkin and Edelman midfield is buy, sell, hold?
You know what? I'm gonna go buy. Because of course Durkin and Edelman's been proving himself. I think he's worth the money. He's been proving himself worth the money. So buy it. It's a hot stock, kids. I am the weird guy on MSNBC that's clowning out when you want to come buy the hot stock. I'm that guy. All right. After last night's buy, sell, hold, the City attack.
What attack?
The City attack, our attack.
But wait, what attack?
So I guess you are
So,
not buying that, right?
no, I think I'm selling that. Oof.
Uh-huh. Who's
Nobody
going to
would buy
buy it
it,
though? Who the
but
hell's going to buy?
yeah,
You are going to be holding on to that, my friend, because no one's going to offer.
maybe some amateur league.
Man, even the USL's like, nah, man, you can keep them. They're gonna have to go play in the U.S. Premier League over in Belleville. They're gonna play with Etter. That's like even they're like, I don't know, man.
Hmm.
We kind of got a good thing
I
going
mean,
here.
the thing is everybody got excited because we had a couple goals last game. I was saying last week, but on Saturday, and it was. I mean, goals go in, and sometimes you get a little lucky. I mean, I know there's some skill there. Like, I'm not trying to discount these guys' talent, but right. But there is a little bit of luck involved too. It just it's going to regress towards the mean, and it did this game. It just simply did. Okay, buy, sell, hold. This is going to be controversial because I want to get you canceled online. You ready? Buy, sell, hold.
Okay, I've been banned. Okay, go ahead.
The St. Louis City social media fans.
Okay, say it again. I didn't hear that. What?
Yeah. So buy, sell, hold the St. Louis City social media fans. So like people on Facebook, Reddit,
Man.
Discord.
Well, we're gonna have some go or no go. So I'm gonna say buy because there's some crazy people. There's some people with some insane takes, and we buy it because it's humorous and because they're not as insufferable as the BFIBs. I mean, those guys are sad little creatures. At least we're not the BFIBs.
Fair.
Yeah. I
Okay.
beat them with a club. All right. You know what? Last one I got. Buy, sell, hold this unbeaten streak.
I heard what you said earlier, where you're like, okay, well, like, why are we celebrating draws and things like this? At the same time, I also remember last year when it was just so depressing, where it just felt like we lost every game. So
We did.
I'm gonna have to. I can't sell that, right? I'm gonna have to at least at minimum say hold.
You know what? Because we're not getting rid of it. I say hold it. Because if we sell it, then we're saying like stop it, and I'd rather not. But it just feels icky. It's like I don't know. It's like
But you're not talking about the
house.
actual results. You're talking about how people are so excited about it.
I think so. And I like I said, it's like dancing around a burning house. It doesn't make any sense. It's all going to collapse eventually. It's about to collapse. With this team, if I think if we had Hartle and we had these other pieces that we should have, I would feel a lot better about this. But we don't. We saw what happens against the worst team in the league. We couldn't hold a 1-0 lead, and we have to blame fatigue and stuff. We're just not a good team. And we've got Houston coming in, and we're going to Houston. And no, they're coming here. Yeah. It's about to fall apart, kids.
I got a last buy sell hold for you. Okay. So assuming this happens, that's a key. You got to assume it's going to happen. Us getting a striker is going to save us. Like that mentality, buy, sell, hold.
I'm going to sell it because I don't think one player anymore is going to do it. I think, okay, quantify that. What kind of striker? Are we looking at maybe $500,000 transfer fee striker? Or are we looking at
I'm talking about for
transfer?
I'm talking about for especially this season, right? I'm talking about a DP level striker. Like
okay,
at least
Hartle was a DP level player, and he had a $4 million transfer fee that we did not cash in on. So if we bring in a $4 million transfer fee striker, that's actually like it's worth it. We're not just paying $4 million for Besser. I would buy that because clearly this person is going to have a ton of skills and the team will turn around. I don't think, that's what I'll say. I would buy that. I'm not buying a $600,000 Besser. I'm not buying it. I'll buy that.
So as far as impacting like this season, I'm gonna say I have to say sell. Like I think it's gonna impact us going forth, like in the sprint season onward. But the problem is by the time we get a striker right now, like it's already August 20th,
Right.
right? And by the time they actually get here, assuming that they're overseas, like we're looking at 2-3 weeks. Then they have to get into fitness shape,
Yeah.
and they're probably not playing for us until late September. And by that time, there's only how many games left? Because it's already
However,
October at that point.
you said your buy sell hold was saves this team, not this season.
Yeah. So
It's not saving
that's
the
what I'm
season.
saying. Like, yeah, saving the season, no. In the future, I would say, yeah, I can see that.
I would 1000% agree because that person's going to be here for at least 4 seasons. Like they're going to be here for a while.
All right, you ready to blow the whistle and go to the next thing?
Let's do it.
There we go. Woo. Oh, here you go. You knew that I was coming. Okay. So, goal or no goal, it's our favorite thing where we basically complain about all you guys or we support all you guys. So, Steve, you want to be the first one canceled today?
Yep. All right. On St. Louis City fan something on Facebook, Andrew Knopp says, everyone is so bad tonight. Goal or no goal?
I when you do huge qualifying, like broad statements like that, I just have to give it no goal. I really don't think everybody was bad.
No. I thought they were all decent. They just did the best they could. We just going way back, do the wind up to the back of this beginning of this pod. I don't think the game script was to win this game. I don't think this game script was supporting our players doing as best as they could. So I don't think everyone was bad. No.
And it's funny because one of my goal or no goals was Lemon Zestify, which was pathetic effort from the starters and pathetic management from DeMay today. I was going to say no goal for that because it was just a little too extreme. Like I could see that, some of the starters maybe weren't as good, like saying Ben and stuff like that. But anyways,
I blame it on management. So I would say the management was no good. No good tonight. No good.
On Reddit, Do You Even Sam said, huge 1-1 win for SKC.
Oh, no, that's a troll. No, I guarantee you they're not feeling good about the 1 point since they're all the way in the basement. You can't possibly do anything if you're just getting 1 point. Maybe it's the start of their unbeaten streak.
I mean, if you think about this, they have 15 points, right? So that was this one single point was 7% of their points so far this year. I mean, was it bigger than we think?
No, I don't think so. Not for them. All right. Trademark on the Discord says, Betcher made some good plays today. He wasn't a standout any worse than the rest of the team, unless I missed something when I stepped away for the start of the second half. That was from a comment that Betcher regressed back to his norm, and he's just not great. So goal or no goal, Betcher was pretty good.
Well, I wouldn't say he's pretty good. So in that sense, I would say no goal. But when we were watching the game, the wifey had said something, and I said, or she said, "Oh yeah, Betcher actually did something good." I'm like, he's actually a good soccer player, right? He just can't score goals. He does make some good moves in the midfield when he's playing. I feel like he presses decent.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do the one job he's actually signed for, which is scoring goals. Right. So, I mean, yeah, I'll say, yeah, he had some good moments, but it wasn't the moments that he's paid for. What about you? What would you say?
Oh, that's yeah, he's not very good. I'm just gonna say no goal on that one. Like, just not very good. It's just, I don't know, man. I remember remember such the hype when he scored those 2 goals. Like, oh yeah, ventured back, baby. And it's like, no, you just put.
Eh.
I argued after that win, he still had to put those. He still had to use his skills to get the ball in there. He made good plays. I think you made the comment: a crazy squirrel gets the net every once in a while, right? You can say
the blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
A broken clock is right twice a day type of situation. Like
exactly,
he found his way into. He still has 4 goals for the season. Let's not pretend like he's the golden boot. Let's not pretend he's anywhere close to that because he's not. Hartle had 6 goals for us when he left 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that was Hartle. He ain't it. All right. Let's see. Oh, Adu on Discord says the team played like they're already in playoff contention.
Yeah, our team just now played like they're in playoff condition.
That's what they said.
Okay. I'm going to assume that was a nice little sarcastic remark. No.
We have seen this. I've seen this person. I've used his comment. Their comments before. They are 100% serious. The team play like they are in playoff contention. So goal or no goal.
Okay. If I understand this correct, I'm going to say no goal because, yeah.
Yeah. Was that a playoff team we saw last night? Does anyone argue that what we saw last night was a playoff team for City?
Do you think they had a different game on?
No. I'm telling you, this person is just incredibly optimistic about this team.
Okay, I got to give you props. Okay, a wannabe Ted Lasso, very optimistic.
Yeah.
Goal for effort. Goal for effort, guys. Yay. Okay, so William Thornaday said, after suffering through that game, I have very little hope for this game against Houston this weekend. So that's part 1. And then part 2 is that basically all the optimism and benefit from this, from the San Jose game, just got utterly flattened. So 1, did we truly lose all that momentum just based off this game? Like, does that really matter? And then 2, are we done? Are we like no hope at all for this game in Houston? Should we just not even play it?
We got to play the game because it's on our schedule. I thought that we didn't really have a hope against San Jose, but the blinds girl found the nut. I have zero optimism that we're going to win this game against Houston. As we discussed pre-recording, Houston's in first place right now, and Houston has just 2 more goals than us, and they've only given up 2 less goals than us. So they're right around us, but they're in first place. They have 38 points. They are a perfectly well-constructed team, and we are a team that is not. I honestly, point to me where the win lies. And if it's another game like San Jose, get out of my face because you're a crazy person. If you're going to come to me and say we can win 3-0 against Houston because we've done it against San Jose, that's ridiculous. It was a fluke. San Jose was on a downtrend. Houston is on a way uptrend. And we're exhausted treading water.
So do you know how the only way we can win? It's not going to be because
lock
of our
the door so they
players
can't get in.
Well, that works too. The only way I think we can win is there's probably 2 ways. 1, Houston just comes out and for some reason they're just completely disorganized and like something just mentally happens, right? And the second thing is DeMay. If DeMay can somehow find and exploit like a weakness, kind of like Death Star, like Luke Skywalker just finds the perfect exploit, uses Force, Of course, it took a couple times, but hey, who's counting? Hey, if he can do that, then I think we have a chance. What?
He had to make out with his sister first.
What? Oh. Oh, all right. That is kind of cringe, isn't it? Oh, that's George Lucas for you.
Hey, so just to think, if they're just as a cautionary tale, if they're going to panic against us and kind of lose their composure, they just literally beat Vancouver 1-0. They shut out Vancouver, who their goal differential is 22. They just shut them out in Vancouver's home, in Vancouver. So if they were able to do that against the best team in the league to fight for first place, shut them out, what are they going to do here in St. Louis? I don't believe they're going to. How do they lose their composure? We got to lock them out. Or we got to we're going
to find out.
We have to like make their training room spooky and like make the benches wobbly or something. Like that's the only way. Either that or leave some gooey butter cake in the training room and hope those guys have never tasted it and they get sick because they'll just eat all of it because it is delicious.
I just want to share this real quick. This is my kind of last goal or no goal.
Yeah.
So Chat City Tactics shared a stat today that Betcher ranked 850 out of 850 MLS last year, underperforming XG, and was ranked 728 out of 728 this year. Basically, what they looked at is they said, what's XG and then what's actual goals.
Yep.
So, yeah, his XG currently is 7.89 and he has 4 goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible because if you have less goals than XG, you're not finishing.
Which, by the way,
I just want
props to Chat City Tactics because he is refuting fan of the pod, Thomas Welch, his post about glazing Betcher about how he was 11th in the entire MLS in XG with 9.3. You know, you're number one listener. Come on, we can talk about it, but you're a clown. You're constantly just rage baiting. Guys, don't fall for his stuff anymore. Even though he's a fan of the pod, come on. We know you dig it. We know you listen.
Okay, which I don't have any more goal or no goal. What do you got?
I'm cooked, just like we are on Saturday, so I'm done. Thomas Welch, get out of here. That got the AJ stamp of approval.
This is the one time you want to actually watch the YouTube version because he just loves every time we do this. Oh, man. All right, take us out.
Thomas Welch, you're in the X zone. All right. Thomas Welch, you're getting a lot of play tonight. You are welcome, sir. All right, so what y'all do, go find your favorite Simon Betcher fan, give him a big ol' hug, and then kind of step back and let him try to swing at you because he's going to miss, and stand over him and go, "Oh, for City, baby." And then don't look at the schedule, guys, because it's going to be sad.